What up? You're now tuned into Breaking Records Radio. We got the big homie, hip-hop legend in Canada, Bishop Brigante, on the phone right now. So what's good with you, Bishop? How's it been going with you?
Shit, man, I can't call it. Everything's been good, you know what I mean? I was enjoying all that warm weather until this cold front came in, but, you know, I gotta stay in the studio and make that hot shit so that we all get, you know, nice and cozy for these next couple of months, you know?
Word up, man. Well, for those who don't know who Bishop Brigante is, let the people know.
Man, I'm a hella dope lyricist. I'm kind of an OG, you know, in the making right now. You know, lyricist, hip-hop recording artist. I'm an actor. I'm a songwriter. You know what I mean? I dabble in so much different things that, you know what I mean? It's kind of crazy. I overwork too much, man. Like,
how many albums do you got out right now exactly? And mixes?
Well, see, I got officially one street album out, self-titled, you know, it's like a collection. And I got 3 other mixtapes and another slug double album. So I got quite a few things on the resume as far as like bodies of work that's out there.
Which tape do you want people to go cop or go check out?
I want them to check them all. You know what I mean? You can check all of them out on bishopbrigante.com, but I mean the ones that, you know what, man, they all have so much. They all have like a big piece of me that, you know, it's all me. So I like them to check out all the records, but the one that I really, you know, stand by and push as far as like the most that really gives a good idea of me as an artist would probably be the collection, which would be a street album. It's the blue cover.
Word.
You know what I mean? Like that's the one that really is more like an album to me. You know what I mean? The first mixtape was pretty dope because, you know, I was just a reckless young boy from Scarborough, Section 6 that was just, you know, just having fun and making music and kind of going crazy and experimenting with stuff. But, you know what I mean? The album is definitely, you know, the collection one is the one that and the new one that's coming. I got a couple of new albums coming out right now, but I'm working right now on an EP called 7. I'm working on the album Field of Dreams.
Word.
Yeah, I'm grinding, bro.
Word, man. And not to get you off topic, but actually speaking back to that first tape, the Section 6 Wildin' Out Old You, I actually wanted to ask, I know you worked with the homie Scam back quite a bit then, eh?
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and I honestly, aside from you and Maestro, I haven't been able to hear too much of the body of work that he's done, and I was just curious what Scam's actually been up to. I was going to ask you this later in the interview, and wondering kind of if you two were ever, you had more plans on working with him in the future.
You know, Scam's got an old school catalog. Like, I mean, I know he did a lot of stuff with Point Blank. He did a lot of stuff with Thrust and Maestro, and I'm sure he's had a bunch of other things that I can't, you know, pop off at the top of my head right now. But I mean, Scam for me was very instrumental in my beginnings because that's when things officially got serious. Like, I was discovered by DJ X.
Yeah.
But like actually making records and music and putting together a body of work, I definitely, you know, got that popping with Scam, and you know, it was a crazy time, and you know, he really understood me as far as like, I wasn't a songwriter per se. Like, I would spend a lot of time just, you know, freestyling a lot of stuff, and then you know, I would literally walk into the studio. He'd have something that he was just making like during the day before I got there, and then I would walk in, I'd be like, yo, that shit's dope. Now we can make a song out of it right away. We had so many songs. Not too long ago, we got on the phone, and he actually sent me a bunch of records that I didn't even know existed.
Say word, eh?
Word. It was like ridiculous amounts of songs, man. I even had this old record I did with Swave 7, like 7 years ago, man. It was like
crazy, yo.
Maybe even more than 7 years. It was a long time ago, but
Dude, you gotta release some of that stuff, man. I love the stuff you and Scam did, man.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, man. There was some experimental stuff, and there was some real straightforward hip hop shit. But it was, I love Scam, man. He's again, like, he's a big part of my story, man, and my beginnings, and I'm always proud of him, man. He's working, man. He does a lot of stuff with Roots. He's doing a lot of stuff, you know, music directing with a lot of the Roots stuff that happens.
Word, eh?
The Roots clothing store, yeah. He's a music. I think he does music directing. I don't want to say what his actual position is and get it wrong, but
yeah.
I know he's corporate. He's very corporate right now, and yeah, man. I always wish him the best. And if me and him do, you know, buck up for some music in the near future, that would be awesome, man. I love working with Scam. He's hella dope.
Dope, man.
Yeah.
Look out for more Scam and Bishop.
No doubt.
All right, so you got a movie coming out, Evil Feed.
Man, y'all should have came to the premiere. We had a big premiere screening in Toronto last week, actually. It was for the Toronto After Dark Film Festival. Man, it was sold out. We sold out the movie. So many people were in attendance.
Congratulations,
crazy,
man.
It's coming to theaters soon, like fully. They're just doing the film festival run right now, but yeah, man, we got some great reviews. If people go look up the trailer Evil Feed on YouTube, you'll see some crazy stuff. You won't see me too much in the trailer, but I'm all over that movie.
What do you want to give any insight what you do in that movie?
I'm a boxer. I'm a guy that has a boxer background, that is a part of this martial arts dojo, if you will. And what happens is there's a restaurant that's kidnapping people because they have, it's a restaurant that serves humans. It's a cannibal restaurant, and they're kidnapping all the top fighters and making them fight to the death in their pit in the basement or whatever. So we're basically on a journey to go rescue somebody, and you know, we're all sticking together. It's I can't even, like, even me just giving you all of that, you're not gonna believe what you see, bro.
Yeah, word.
Actually, it's the most ridiculous thing I've ever been a part of.
Definitely gonna check it out.
Sick, man. That sounds real sick.
It's
What?
like gore, horror, splatter, like grindhouse. It's unbelievable. There's a couple ridiculous scenes I'm in, and it's definitely one to check. It's bananas.
So you've been in a couple movies now, eh? A couple movies and TV shows?
Yep, I've been working, man. Like, just recently I was on the season finale of The Listener. I was on the second episode of the first season of Cracked. I mean, everybody knows my narc history. Like,
yeah.
I've done a few things, man, and you know, acting is definitely something that I've taken very serious, and it's another career of mine that I'm pursuing full force head on. You know what I mean?
I'm wondering what your main what's the like main thing that sparked your acting career, and when was it?
Well, the first thing that sparked my acting career would be Narc, because I got a random phone call from the director. I thought it was a prank call, but I even hung up on him, and then later on in the day, my manager called me and was like, "Yo, did you write that stuff down?" I was like, "No." He was like, "Well, I did," and then I went to the screen test, and yeah, I got this role in Narc, and it paid me so much money. It was crazy, and then and I got to work with Joe Carnahan, who at the time wasn't as big as he is right now, but he did Smoking Aces, he did The Gray. Like, he's an incredible director. He's the one who directed Narc.
That's crazy.
And after that, I was like, okay, you know what I mean? Like, I took that, and then I did a theater production, and then, you know, that was kind of crazy too. But then I went back full force into music, and then it wasn't until a good friend of mine recently, named Luciana Caro, she's in Battlestar Galactica. She's shooting Helix right now in Montreal. Incredible actress, friend of mine. She actually called me for the Evil Feed people because they needed the character, and she referred me to them. And then what happened was, since that I did that movie, and then while I was in Vancouver, I got another movie, and then I came back and I did Cracked, and then I did Listener. Like, it's been a big wave since I did Evil Feed, and I thank Luciana for that big time, because she's just a beautiful person, and she really looked out for me, and she got me back in the acting game.
since that you've been rapping so much recently and acting so much, what do you think that you're more focused on right now? Between the two.
It all depends on projects. Like right now, I've dove deep into this 7 project. I love the music that's coming out right now from our city. I love the stuff the producer are making, Boy Wonders, Soundsmiths.
Word.
I obviously loved what the homie Drake did with his record. That's why I felt inclined to say something on one of his records. The Round Cake freestyle I just dropped.
Yeah. That's tight too. We were just peeping that.
Yeah, I just heard about that. You got anything to say about that track?
I mean, I like it. You know what I mean? I like it. I think I did my thing. Shout out to my boy Prince Beats. He shot the video. If you look him up on Twitter at 416 Prince Beats. I love the song, man. I love the beats, and it really, I love music that evokes emotion, and that's what that record did. So yeah, I wanted to say my part. I wanted to say how I was feeling,
Most definitely. Actually, I know that you got to work with Nate Dogg before he passed away. I'm just curious what it was like to work with him.
It was unbelievable for me.
I can only imagine.
It was unbelievable. I grew up a humongous fan of the West Coast music scene, all the way back to NWA, even a little bit earlier, but I've always been a huge West. Like right now, in my whip, like all I'm bumping is, there's like 4 records. I'm bumping Nipsey Hussle, I'm bumping The Game, I'm bumping Drake, and I'm bumping Party Next Door.
Yeah.
Those are the records that I'm pumping right now in my whip, but
still a lot of West Coast in there.
So with Nate Dogg, it was like, it was a super dream come true, and he was so cool. He was very comical, humble dude. I was working with him and Fred Wreck, who's another legend. And you know what? Nate Dogg actually called Snoop Dogg for me and was like, "Yo, you gotta mess with this kid." And he got me in the studio with Snoop and everybody else.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, man. And Nate Dogg was such a funny dude. He never had a different face expression once during the whole time that I kicked it with him, the whole time I was in LA. But he was so funny, and he was just so comical and so relaxed and chill. But when he was in that booth, and one thing I remember, he was actually reading lyrics that somebody left behind in the booth. And he got in the booth when he was doing the hook for 420, and he started rapping these lyrics that were in there, and they were like some really outlandish, crazy, very weird patterns, type of rhymes and shit.
Yeah.
And he was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And he was like, "Oh, you know what? This gotta be corrupt shit." It was corrupt shit. So he was super funny like that, man. Like just the way he looked out for me, and the way, the salute that he gave me in the short time that I knew him, I ride in the spirit of Nate Dogg forever, man. He was a great person in the short time that I knew him.
Word, man.
Word up.
On a different note, clothing.
Yeah.
Fade Mob.
How you get the scoop on that?
Fade Mob, explain.
Wow. Y'all are breaking records for real, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, everybody that's listening, please go to the Twitter at Fade Mob. The new clothing line is called Fade. We're launching in November. Anybody that wears it, they're part of that mob. So now's the time to join the mob. It's Fade Mob all day. And, you know what I mean? We're actually gonna relaunch the Kush tee that I was pushing exclusively, but we're gonna go with the Canadian red. And when you see this one, it's gonna be crazy, man. And I'm telling you right now, I'm super excited about the new designs that I've been getting from my designers. As far as ideas that I've put to them, and they've they brought it to life, and I'm super excited, man. I just want to bring a different kind of vibe to my resume and put some clothing on it, because I come from a clothing background, being from the lounge alumni back in the day. Since we talking about the old school stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I rolled with Damon Green for many years, and he was the flagship for Green Hill clothing for Lounge '89, and I've seen the fashion world blossom from years ago, and I've always wanted to make clothing. So now I'm working close with some designers and seeing what we can make happen. And you know, we're gonna start off with some tees. You know what I mean? We got a lot of tees coming, some hoodies and stuff like that. But it's definitely something that we gonna get everybody down with that fade. You know what I mean?
Count us in.
Word up. Most definitely.
I get you guys some Kush tees when they come out in November.
Word up.
Yeah,
man. And I got this right here is gonna be a real simple, almost statement yet question, but returning to hosting King of the Dot.
Man, never been better, man. I took a little bit of time off because, you know, sometimes, you know, in the time that I was off, I shot 2 movies, 3 TV shows, a short film. I just, you know, sometimes I get really busy, and it kind of sucked that I missed some really big events, like when Disaster destroyed cannabis. You know, there's a lot of things that I missed, but you know, it was a good little time off. And when I got that phone call, like, I mean, I've still been friends with Organic and Gully and everybody. Like, there was no, like, you know, I wasn't hosting, so there was bad blood or something. I was just working. You know, those are my homies. So, but when Organic made that call, he was like, yo, you know what I mean, let's do this shit again, bro. And I was like, all right, you know what? World Domination 4 is gonna be a big one. Let's get to working. And then, you know, we sat down and we came up with some great ideas, and I'm a part of the staff again. And you know, I'm looking for a lot of talent, and I'm also, you know, I host the press conferences that we throw, and you know, between me, Gully the Kid, Organic, Avi, we just grind so hard practically every day on what we're going to do next. And Blackout 4 is January 24th and 25th in Toronto, and it's going to be at the Opera House, and it's going to be, we're going to top World Domination 4. It's going to be bananas.
Word up.
It's going to be insane. So you all got to, you know, make sure you log on to kingofthedot.com. You know, stay in touch with all of us, man. But anything you need to find out, just hit my Twitter at Bishop Brigante.
Word up. We'll probably even swing through that event, and so we can cover it a little bit. You know what I mean? Let the people know what's good.
I'll get you guys some passes. You know what I mean? You come out there and see what it's like. Get on the stage and get them front row seats, and you know, see what happens. We got a really crazy event gonna happen this January.
Appreciate that, man.
No doubt.
All right, so we got one last question here for you.
All right.
Kind of a serious question. Who is your most favorite Canadian hip-hop artist?
My most favorite Canadian hip-hop artist. Does he have to be actively an artist now?
No, he doesn't have to be an active artist now.
I'm going to say Young Tony. He goes by the name of Hush right now. And, you know what I mean, he works closely with Drake. But I mean, as far as like, as my favorite lyricist and you know, hip-hop artist, I'm going to have to say Hush. But I like a lot of people, man. I like a lot of people in the game. But he's definitely my standout artist that, you know, that I think is incredible.
Word up.
I just wish he would rap again, because if he rap again, I think the world needs to hear him. He's incredible. We kind of do hear him still, but you know what I'm saying? In a different way. He's a songwriter now.
Word, man. Well, thanks for the interview.
No doubt, man. Yo, shout out to everybody at Wreckords, man. You know, I appreciate the support, and yeah, check us out. You know what I mean? And we'll definitely stay in touch, and maybe I'll get out there soon, and we'll get an in-studio, and, you know, we'll do all that good shit.
Sounds
definitely, G.
Much respect, man. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in, man. At Bishop Brigante. Find me on Twitter or Instagram. All that good stuff. No, I'm not telling you what apps I use.